It's a hard question. Like, Ukraine is supposed to be divided on two parts, but it's not really like the story. Like, we can say about majority, minority, and things hugely change after the Euromaidan. It also can be drawn the line between Russian-speaking and Ukrainian-speaking population, but I was studying the identity question, and I can say that there is way more difference between Russian Russians and Ukrainian Russians. And being Russian myself, my parents are from Russia, and I can tell that the difference is really vague. There is it was existing a certain difference between eastern and western parts of Ukraine, and it was more constructed one, as we can see by the votes for Petro Poroshenko, our new president. There is no line anymore. Like, the country is pretty much homogeneous. More elections need to be observed, more cultural events need to be observed, but Ukraine is more unanimous than it used to be.
Is there any visible growth of citizen conscience after Maidan?
You can see that by the attendance of the presidential elections on the 25th of May. You can see it by the solidarity, how people gathering money for example, medical help for victims of Euromaidan, or after the dreadful events in Odessa, or how people react in Kharkiv or Dnipropetrovsk or Zaporizhia. And it also states the reaction of people who organize the transference of internally displaced people in Donbass. So the solidarity has risen hugely in Ukraine.
I understand that the rise of social solidarity is also the Maidan success, but what do you count for in regard to social values in Ukrainian society?
Okay, the main social value, I think that's human rights. If we observe the events of Euromaidan, it started as the manifestation against the not signing the association with the European Union, but it continues as a reaction on the violence towards the students by the regime of Yanukovych. And then the more attempts of crackdown were, the more people went out on the streets. So after the shootings, the reaction might be people hides, and the metro was stopped, and it was quite complicated to get to the center of the city. But nevertheless, Maidan remained hugely crowded at the time.
And last question, don't you think that the West isn't interested enough in events that take place in Ukraine?
West is different. It's also like there is countries like Portugal or Ireland, and there is countries as Poland or Italy or Germany, and you never underestimate like countries you don't know, you really don't know. As an example, a friend of mine went to Paris to a sort of colloquium organized by Russian representatives, and he was prepared like to be alone against the French people and French intellectuals and Russian intellectuals, and he found himself in very friendly French surroundings. So you never know where you can find the friends until you try it.